Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us. On To the Point, I'm Walt Gray, and tonight for Alex. Tonight, an ABC 10 investigation uncovers a troubled criminal history of one of the men accused of kidnapping two U.S. Forest Service employees at gunpoint last week. Now, questions are being raised about whether a state's mental health system missed an opportunity to intervene. Let's bring in investigative reporter Adrian Thomas now joining us in studio with newly obtained video. Adrian.
Well, Walt, Joseph Henrichsen and his son Phoenix are now facing federal kidnapping charges, but records I obtained show that 4 years ago, a judge ordered Joseph Henrichsen to receive competency-restoration services in Washington state. He spent months waiting in jail, never received that court-ordered treatment, and was released after the case was dismissed. I also obtained video from that earlier investigation and spoke exclusively with the prosecutor who tried to get Henrichsen into the Washington State Hospital.
Saddened, not surprised. Those are my initial reactions. It's frustrating for a number of reasons. That's not the least of which, of course, I don't like the fact that he was able to access firearms and do this again.
In Washington state, Whatcom County prosecutor Benjamin Pratt reflects on prosecuting Joseph Henrichsen 4 years ago. Court documents obtained by ABC 10 show Joseph Henrichsen was charged in March 2022. With felony and malicious harassment along with hate crime charges. Newly obtained surveillance video we obtained by requesting evidence in this case shows a man prosecutors say is Henrichsen, dropping what appears to be a note on someone's front porch, then lighting a firecracker and walking off. Other video at the same home shows the man said to be Henrichsen lighting 2 more firecrackers and throwing them at the house. Other videos show the same man throwing firecrackers towards the home on a separate occasion. Prosecutors allege Henrichsen targeted the homeowner because of their Russian and Ukrainian heritage, shortly after Russia invaded Ukraine. Evidence we obtained through public records show authorities had taken a large number of assault rifles from Henrichsen's home, and photos show Henrichsen left concerning objects at the victim's home, like zip ties, and this note saying, "Assassinate Vlad Putin." Other disturbing videos taken by law enforcement show human-shaped targets placed around Henrichsen's property at the time. About a month after Henrichsen was charged, the court found that he was incompetent to stand trial in April 2022. Court documents show a judge ordered Henrichsen to have psychiatric inpatient treatment in the custody of Washington's State Department of Social and Health Services for 45 days, and that Henrichsen was to be admitted to the treatment facility no later than 14 days after the court order. Only Henrichsen remained waiting in jail and never made it to the state hospital as ordered by the court.
So the state hospital prioritizes its beds based on, first in time, but then nature of charge. So if you have a bunch of people who are charged with murder, they can go above the people who are charged with a Class C felony, in this case, malicious harassment.
According to Pratt and case documents, Henrichsen remained in jail for months due to capacity issues in Washington State Psychiatric Hospital system. In July 2022, this led to Henrichsen's defense attorney to file a motion to dismiss the charges. This even after Pratt says he tried to get Henrichsen admitted to the state hospital as quickly as possible.
But it's also extremely concerning because I think this is the only case I have ever sought expedited admission for. It was denied by the state. And then when I opposed dismissal in this case, the court did it anyways when they didn't have to.
A month later, in August 2022, Henrichsen's charges were dismissed by a Whatcom County judge due to Washington State Hospital being held in contempt for not finding treatment for Henrichsen. After sitting in jail for several months, waiting for a state hospital bed, Henrichsen was let out. 4 years later, federal prosecutors allege Henrichsen and his son kidnapped 2 U.S. Forest Service employees at gunpoint in Siskiyou County. Pratt says the new charges show why the system must intervene before someone facing less serious charges is accused of something worse.
If the system is only prioritizing the Class A felonies, we're waiting until the people with the serious mental health issues get to the point where they're committing the A felony instead of the C felony.
Yeah.
It's a far cry from having a malicious harassment, threatening to kidnap somebody, threatening to kill somebody, and then actually doing it. And that can't be the only place where we start to act and force treatment.
Now, both men face 2 counts of kidnapping and aiding and abetting after allegedly holding 2 U.S. Forest Service biologists hostage. They're due back in court, federal court rather, on August 3rd. Walt?
Adrian, thank you. So what is Washington State saying about all this?
Well, we asked Washington's Department of Social and Health Services about the delays and the contempt finding. The agency cited patient privacy laws and would not address Henrichsen's case specifically. We pushed back, clarifying that we are not seeking medical information. So we're still waiting for answers about the system's handling of court-ordered competency services. Walt?
All right, Adrian, thank you for digging into that.